Hello, how you doing? We're on a lovely little park up at a place called Sannox today. Beautiful here, look. Nice little park up. Fairly flat. There's Sammy. Don't know what she's waving at. Hang on. Fridge door had popped off. All sorted. Anyway, back to where I was. That over there is the mainland. Look at that. Lovely jubbly. What a place. This looks like an ideal ottery spot. Now otters always need to wash their fur out and clean their fur in fresh water to get the salt out of their coat. So I reckon sitting around here would be a great place to see the otters here. And I'll have a look down on that little beach there to see if I can see some tracks. But as you can see by that sign, you get to see the basking sharks out here at certain times of the year. And look at that, look, we're up there. So we're going to stay here tonight. It's a quiet spot. What's that over there? Is that an egret? Can't see, get my camera out. Look at this. Lovely river running down here. And it's beautiful calm water today. Absolutely beautiful. Isn't it? Really nice. Tucked off the road. Now we was going to go to another spot up the top there, which we will go back to. I mean, look at this view behind me, look. Look at that. Snow-capped peaks. And this here, apparently, Mark told me, is called the Devil's Punch Bowl. And at certain times of the year, when the sun hits it, it looks like the devil's face, like a pointy chin, pointy nose, and like a curved head. It looks like horns, but as the sun shines across there, it shines into that bowl there, and that gives it the name of the Devil's Punch Bowl. But on our next park up, we're going to be right over the back there and walk up through a load of forestry land there. But look at that. Oh, this looks very ottery here, doesn't it? So, happy days. Well, nice, isn't it? Right. Let's go and have a look around, see what we can find on the beach. Seen this? Look. That looks like, to me, very much like octopus or cuttlefish eggs. Highly likely, because there's a lot of them about in this little bay here, in this stretch of water, all the way around this island. And what I thought was an egret over there is two like herring gulls. So the lesser blackback and the herring gulls, and there's some out there, on low tide will dive down and catch such creatures. So that could possibly be what I just said it was. Oh, we're going to have a little mooch around here, really. Here she comes, here comes Bod. Come on, you Wally. I'm going to take you for a little walk now down the coastal way. There's somewhere up here called the Fallen Rocks. I think Mark was telling us about that. It's basically like a landslide that goes into the sea. And it's quite, oh, there's a little robin. Goes into the sea. It's quite pretty, apparently. And this is where we're heading. Down here. Some witches' knots in that silver birch there. And that's caused by fungi. That. And the witches' knots. And one of the old, let's get through this gate. One of the old myths is that because the besom, the witch's broom, is made from the silver birch twigs, if you like, that whenever a witch was to die, the broom would return to the tree which it was made from. That's why sometimes you see the little twigs of the silver birch hanging down and you see these witches' knots. The witch's fault. But it's very pretty along here. It's a really nice footpath. Takes you up here. It's absolutely beautiful, really peaceful here. There's a couple of my little oyster catchers there. I thought we'd take you for a little walkies. See what we can see. Hey Raven. Nice little hazel catkins coming out. I remember collecting them for my nanny Glad, who my van's named after. Used to go and get, she used to love those. I used to collect her a couple of hazel branches with the little catkins hanging off when I was a kid. That reminded her that spring was on its way. Great air quality over here. There's so many ferns and mosses and lichens about. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this lot here, look. It's got to this little spot as you go down that pathway. There's a little bench there. Look at that for a spot to come and sit. Nice little fishing spot there, I'd think. Stunning. Here wrens and coal tits. Had a robin follow us. What a peaceful place this time of year. Big old drop away there. Danger, slippery surface that says, and then on the other one, danger drop. So obviously a little slipway at one point, bringing stuff onto the island. Not anymore, not with these great big rocks in the way. But I think they've done a lot of logging up here. Mark was saying that these vans may be for the loggers when they're working in this area. They store them here. You can see they took all the trees off the side of this hillside here. Some buddleia there, butterfly bush. But lots of places in Scotland at the moment are returning their forests to the natural species that you'd have found in this coastline, on this coastline. For example, the Scots pine. The Scots pine are very, very light hungry. So when you get all these larch pole pines and all these managed pine forests that are used for timber, they don't like growing there because all the wood used for timber shields out all the light, which is not good for the natural trees. So especially around the Cairngorms, they're taking a lot of the introduced species out and putting back the naturalised species. What's this here? Oh, look. Buzzard. Just caught that buzzard coming over. I was talking on camera. Beautiful. Look, forestry work. Welfare unit. They're sitting there and have their cups of tea. Absolutely beautiful here. Look at that overhang. Loads of ferns and ivy growing up it. Gorgeous. We've seen a few of these on the island. Look. Like barrels up in a tree. Maybe that's for a tawny owl. They like going in and dropping down a tawny owl. I reckon that's probably for a tawny owl. This spot here, I don't know what this is. Telecommunications. They look like some sort of maybe lights or something up there. Could be like a light post, like show the coast. But look at this up here. Look, way. It goes for miles. Gorgeous. Come here, Raven. Little secluded beaches everywhere. Yeah, I think they might be lights, you know. Some sort of lighthouse. We'll have to come down there and do a bit of rock pooling. Look at that lot down there. Absolutely beautiful coastline. Now, I've been to most of the islands, as I said, in Scotland. Apart from the sort of Outer Hebrides, Harris and Lewis, and the Uists. Which, watch this space. Anyway. But this here, this takes some beating, this does. And you see some red deer when we was out with Mark and Tracy on the hillside. I'm going to try to get some photographs of those and a bit of film. But we've seen 3 of the big 5, and we're now looking for the golden eagle, which we think we see. Sammy thinks she spotted one sitting on a fence post, which is highly likely. As we was driving along, there's just nowhere to park, so I couldn't op out. Seen a male hen harrier. That was lovely. Jumped out the van, run across the field, because you could do that here. There's no one here, really. So you can sort of stop, pull over, but that had gone. But it's just a red squirrel and a golden eagle. Not too worried if we don't see a red squirrel. So I've seen plenty of them. If you look back, I put a video up here where we see the red squirrel. But the goldie, that's gonna take some beating. We're gonna have to go and find that. And if we find it, I'm sure you'll know all about it. So another little seat, little sitting spot. All the way down this little bit of coast, there's some lovely little bays. I mean, look at that for swimming in. Can you imagine that in the summertime, coming here and just having a paddle out there, having a swim. But we're heading down now because that's where the Fallen Rocks place is, and I want to show you that before we head back. But I was just saying to Sammy, so that people here are just really friendly. I can't emphasise that enough. Just walked past a big gaggle of mums, dads and grannies and granddads with their kids, and they're all walking along. A couple of them got piggybacks. They're all walking along nice and peacefully, not screaming and shouting like flipping creating. They've got lots to do, lots of fresh air, lots of places to go, beautiful places to go for a walk. And it's all about the nature. There's all little waterfalls coming down this little rock face here. And mosses. Oh, look at that. That moss there is what model makers and the model railway people make their trees and bushes out of. I'd love to do a plant survey here. It'd be absolutely flipping fantastic. But this coastal path, I think this goes right round to Lacranza. Ah, there's a seal. There's a seal out there. See if we can get a picture of him when he pops his head up. That's good, isn't it? Harbour seal. And the grey seal's got the more dog-like face, the longer face. And the harbour seals, or common seals, I've got the more... He's up again, look. I've got the more cat-like face, if you like. He's just out there, bobbing about. This is where all the rocks have slid. Down off that hillside there. This is where we was coming. There's another seat there. Beautiful little calm bay here. Did you see that Lyme disease sign? There are a lot of deer and sheep on the island. So in the summertime I think the ticks will be going haywire. That's something you really have to look out for in the summertime. If you get bit by a tick and you take the tick off, never cover it in Vaseline or put a cigarette on it, anything like that. You need a tick bar or a tick card and get it off at the mouth parts quickly. And then if you see a ring around the outside, look, a red ring around the outside of the bite site, that's a sure sign of Lyme disease. That's something you have to look out for. But this is beautiful here, look. Come up into these rocks now. This is the Fallen Rocks area. Have a look round this corner and then work our way back. Around the coast now, and I've got a pair of goosanders out here. I've shown you the red-breasted mergansers, but there's goosanders out here now. The male is like got a blacky, bluey, greeny coloured head, white body with a black sort of stripe down its back, and the female's got a reddish coloured head. I'm going to get the female in now, but I'm going to go down and see if I can get him on the coast. We're here, look. This is where we're just sort of on this little bay here. I'm going to go down here and see if I can get some more video of them for you and show you these beautiful birds. Let's get down there quick. What do you reckon on them then? Pretty, aren't they? They're just all over the place. The male was, you just see, he's like flying around up in the air, zipping around on the water. Sammy's over there now trying to get some shots of them. And I've got this lovely little group of ringneck plovers down there on the shoreline. Absolutely lovely. The weather's warmed up now, and there's been an emergence of gnats. They're everywhere, all up the side of my van. I have to use my net blind on the door. Now I'm hoping that I'll get an otter come out here. Hoping and praying. I might sit down here actually, nice and quiet, and just keep my eyes open. Again, I've got my 600mm out. That's an f4, so it's got a huge aperture on it. Lets loads of light in, so I'll be able to go down to quite low light, as you see on that wildlife video I did up the road there. It was nearly pitch dark when we was videoing and photographing them otters, or that otter, sorry. So maybe, hopefully, we'll get one out here, because they come in and they'll wash their fur in the fresh water and then go back out and hunt. So they'll be up there sleeping at the moment along that bit of shoreline that I took you up earlier on. They'll be in a little cave there, curled up on some bracken, fast asleep. They feed every about 12 hours, and then as the tide goes out they'll come out and feed again, because it's shallower and they can get to their food quicker, so they haven't got to dive for so long. But wouldn't it be awesome if one come out here? There's a little Jenny wren in the bush down there. Sammy's just got her camera on. But I'm going to say it. Happy days. No otters yet. Just wanted to show you this, look. You can see where the tide's gone out. So the tide comes up and pushes back against this river. You can see the colour change in the sand. Really hoping to get an otter come down here. Not tonight, Josephine. It's well ottery though, isn't it, eh? And I'll get up early in the morning and see if there's any otter tracks down here. We've still got those two Cassandras out there mooching around. But we're the only ones here now. This little park up. You can probably walk across that river now. But you can see how high it goes when the tide's in. Sun's going down. Look up there, look. sound of the river coming down across the pebbles and the rocks. Why can't every day be like this, eh? It's getting a bit dark. No otter. But it's absolutely lovely out here. It's a bit nippy. Just put the Cassandras to bed. I'm going to head back to Gladys. Oh, I keep seeing little rocks and ripples and waves and that. Oh, water. Never mind. Back to Gladys. It's Shrove Tuesday today. So, I'm going to go and make some pancakes. Come on, Raven. Where'd you go, boy? What the... What a difference a night makes. On the wee Isle of Arran. Crikey. It hammered down last night. It hammered down all night. I set my alarm for 6:30 this morning and thought, right, I'm getting up early. Go and see if I can get them otters. Open my eyes. Rain. Hammering down. And I thought, I set it for 8 o'clock, might be stopped by then. Woke up then, hammering down. So, I had a lazy morning. Mind you, these bins here, when my first alarm went off at 7, the fellas come and emptied them bins. How flipping cool is that? Right, let's have a walk down there first. Hope you like that bit of wildlifey stuff yesterday, the birds. Nice, ain't they? Them goosanders. Not everyone's seen them. So I thought I'd get you those up. Right, I'll take you down the bottom now and show you the beach again, see what it's like. After I've picked up Raven's deposit. I don't know if you can see this. Come in the way. That looks like red deer poo. They get red deer here. Is that a fresh lot over there? Nah. So yeah, does anyone else dog do this? He has a poo, right? Sorry to tell you all this, but anyway. He has a poo. You pick it up, take it to the bin, and as you're walking away from the bin, you get about 30 foot away from the bin, and they do another one. He is Tommy Two Poos in the morning. He's unbelievable. And then sometimes I pick them up, go walking down the street, and then he has another one. You don't eat that much. Anyway, this is where we are. The tide's still out. Just want to go down here and see what's on the beach here. See if there's any... I mean, it has... Ooh, what's that? It has rained a hell of a lot. So if there was any tracks in the sand, the likelihood of them being washed out is quite high. Yeah. Nothing. Right, so what we're going to do today, we're going to go and pick our washing up and take you to another park up, which is really nice. And I'm hoping there I'm going to see another form of wildlife to show you. But let's let him off. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There he goes. You on camera? Hey? Come on. Yeah, see another form of wildlife. So we take you up there. He's staying there anyway, but the visibility is absolutely atrocious. Look out there. You can see the mainland yesterday, didn't you? However, today, you can't. I can't even see the mountain up there, look. Just about see that hill there through the gloominess. So Sammy's just getting the van ready. Changing the bedding. We're going to throw the bedding in there as well, into the laundrette. It's called the Old Post Office. in Brodick, and it's right opposite the little co-op you come in to Brodick on. There's a little co-op there, so you can park behind there, and then the little road opposite is where the laundry is. So you can get all your clothes and everything all washed here as well. Why would you ever want to go home? Don't know. Looking at houses. Right, let's get sorted and get off. Just before I go, got a gripe. JP's gripe of the day. Right. Campers, van lifers, whoever you are, that is basically graffiti. Especially when you've got that there, right? A flat surface, stony, that won't burn. Or, by rights, you should have a fire on the beach below the tide line so it washes it away. Yeah, there's plenty of beach down there. So go down there and have your little fire on the beach. Don't put burn marks all over car parks, because that's when people get the hump with people parking up. I've got that one there. At least cover it over with something. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of seaweed down there, look. I'm going to lob that seaweed over the top of it. Use your loaf. Look, there you go. Hopefully that seaweed will rot down and stuff will start growing out. Leave no trace. Or get yourself a fire pit, like I have, that's off the ground, that you can feel the ground underneath it so it doesn't burn your hand when you're putting your hand underneath it. And also get yourself a bit of fire blanket, cheap fire blanket off of eBay. Cut a square out of it and put that underneath your fire blanket before you have a fire. Right, car's coming, where's the dog? We're at North Glen, Sannox now. We were just down the road, just down the way there. But we wanted to stop here just for a mooch around. The visibility is absolutely rubbish today, as you can see. Low clouds, look at that up there, look. Sammy? Oh yeah, you can do. Get the camera out. We're going to have a walk along this beautiful path here, alright, to bring you along here. See what we can see. Let's show you this, here we go. North Glen, Sannox and Highland Boundary Fault. You can see that, have a little pause and a read. Look at this. Gorgeous. Raven wants to go. Look at that. How beautiful is that, eh? So we're going to have a walk up there to that tree line. Now we've seen the red deer on these hillsides. However, visibility's poo. So we're just going to have a walk up here and show you up here. A bit of the countryside and a bit of nature. We see a buzzard sitting on a fence post or a telegraph pole, looking quite miserable. I've got a bit of video of that, a couple of pictures. I'll show you that after I've finished rabbiting. But we just parked up here. We might go back to the other pitch where we was, because that was so peaceful there, beautiful there. So we might go back there tonight. It's on the road, but this road's so quiet around this side of the island. But there's a couple of motorway vehicles here parked up. Not that that'd be a problem, but we'll probably take you. Well, we're going to take you up here for a little walk, see what it's like, and then decide. It's no great shakes. And Raven's left me a deposit. So we're walking up through this beautiful heather moorland now. Got this heather along here. Raven's gone for a run. It's absolutely fantastic for dogs on this island. So many walks for them. And for you, of course. But you've got all this fault line here. Water is crystal clear coming off the mountains. Look at that. But trying to find your red deer, they'll be up there, you see, and you can see why they're the colour they are. They are so difficult to spot unless you've got a Sammy with you. There's a little bridge there, I don't think you can see that little bridge there, which takes you along, and there's a seat, it just takes you to there, where there's like a little bit of a waterfall there on the rapids. Hello boy, come on. Give it in. Come on. He flipping loves it here, he does this one. But look at this. Even in this cloud, we're quite high up here. We've got this beautiful, it just looks absolutely beautiful. Don't know what else to say. All the greens and the browns on that moorland. We don't mind if it's cloudy, do we? Just adds to the atmosphere. Try and zoom in to do it justice, but I don't think I'll be able to. There's a big cascading waterfall coming down that hillside there. It's absolutely stunning. And another huge one over the back there. And these look like blaeberry bushes along here as well, which the red deer like. Usually when you get berry bushes and deer, you get a better crop of berries, because basically the deer snip off the top like deadheading a rose, and that produces more shoots, which gives you more berries. So if you see deer about, I'm talking the UK, probably be a bear in the States or Canada, but up here it's just incredible. We're coming up to this bit of forest now, look. Look at that. Raven seems to be looking in every drain hole. The thing is, the otters would use these to move up and down through the water courses, especially if their halts are up there somewhere, because they'll have a birthing halt where they give birth to their young up in the woodlands, and then they'll have a halt closer to the water source where they're feeding. For when they get older, they'll take them down there to feed backwards and forwards when they're training them to catch fish and stuff. And that's how they'll get run over, because usually there's a road between their birthing halt and where they feed. Coastal roads, you see. And we found, what's in there? What is it? Don't go down there. Don't go. Right, go down there then. You can see the depth of that peat. So this is all peat bog here. And Mark was saying that he remembers his granddad coming up the way here and cutting the peat. They cut the peat with a special graft, a spade. You can use your foot, it's a long graft, a long spade. Cut the peat and then turn it and dry it out in stacks. And that's what they would have burnt to keep their homes warm back in the day, before Calagas, and to cook food on. How would that smell in a house? Oh, absolutely lovely. We're going up here now, look. There's the river there running down. There's old Dolly Daydream. We're going up here into the clouds. This looks a bit squirrely. Still get to see a squirrel. Right. Had a bit of a visit last night from Mark and Tracy. Mark phoned me up and he said, do you fancy some hand caught scallops? I was like, of course. So they popped over last night and brought me these. Look! Hand dived for scallops. Now I've just shucked one. There's the scallop there, perfectly fresh, beautiful. And that's what's known as the coral. People used to throw that away. But I'm going to eat that. So I'm just going to shuck some and show you how it's done. And then cook them. And then I'm going to eat them in front of you. You're a lucky old lot, you lot, aren't you, eh? Alright, so there's a scallop. Scallop, however you want to say it. So, you've got a flat side. And you've got a convex side. Okay. So put the knife in through the hinge. What you want to do, the meat is connected to this flat side here. So what we need to do is just get it in. Hang on. Get it in, tilt the knife upwards. Turn it that way. And it pops open. Look at that. Remember them 80s ashtrays? So there's a scallop. Now what we want to do is, I'll try to do this in a right cack-handed manner because you're pointing downwards and I'm looking towards it. There's the coral there. So we need to trim all this bit off and get that meat out there. So I'm going to just pass the knife towards the bottom to get it all off. Okay, and now that's released from the shell. So I'm just going to lift that up so you can see. And these are well fresh. Just take this bit off. And I'm going to remove all the gnarly looking bits. So there's the coral. I'll separate it so you can see it. And that is the scallop. Look at that. That's a proper scallop. Not one of these manufactured out of Pollock jobs that cut out with a cookie cutter. That, you don't get much fresher than that. That was actually moving, grossly enough. So that is how you shuck a scallop. I'll do another one so you can see. So again, in through the hinge. Okay. You have to be a bit careful with this. In through the hinge, point and push the blade down so it's touching the top of the scallop. Being very careful. Going from that way. And then again, from this way, get in. Just wiggle the knife about and then it pops open. And there we go. Look at that. Now by pointing it down towards the top shell, you're taking off the top membrane and actually getting rid of the whole amount of flesh off the top of the lid. So then again, we're just going to run that knife underneath the flesh just to release it. I'll put that down so I've got free hands. And now you have the coral, which I'm just going to remove all the nasty membranes. There we go. And then that beautiful piece of scallop flesh, and all this bit in here can all go to the seagulls. Oh, well, looking forward to this. So I've done 3. Okay, that's the scallop, that's the coral. I'll clean them up a bit more. I'll shuck the rest of them, and then I'll show you how I'm going to cook them. Right, so I've shucked all the scallops. They're there. Now we have to pat them dry. This is the roe, as I said, the eggs, like the scallop caviar if you like. Beautiful. Now they used to throw these away back in the day, but they're so delicious, there's no point in throwing them away. So I've separated them anyway. So now we have to pat them really dry. Add a couple of tablespoons full of oil to here. I'm going to use avocado oil or rapeseed oil probably. Don't really use olive oil anymore because it's so flipping expensive. So then I'm going to pan fry these about 2 minutes per side on a medium heat. Then I'm going to scoff them. So basically you shuck them, take away the skirt off the shell, which is like the bit that holds the shell together. There's a black stomach sac, you pull that off. On the end of the roe is like a little valve. It's obviously where the eggs come out. Take that off because it's a bit rubbery. It goes like calamari. And now I'm going to fry them. Right, so I'll pat each one down. Make sure they're nice and dry. Like you do a steak really, to get all the moisture off of it so it fries properly. Otherwise what will happen is the moisture off the scallop creates a steam and it steams and doesn't fry, rather than getting a nice sear on it. So I'm going to do these first, and then I'm going to plonk the corals in. The coral won't take as long as the scallops, but don't come fresher than these. I was made up when Mark said he had some. Woohoo! Right, so there's all their patted dry scallops. And what I'm going to do is just put the stove top on. Now if you don't like seafood, I can't help you. But these are delicious. So just pat them dry. All the corals now dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly fry them, turn them over, lightly fry the other side, and I'm going to just put a little bit of cracked black pepper on them. Oh, look at that. These were literally in the sea yesterday. Right, let's get that pan up to heat and we'll get them on. Let's just test that oil's right enough. A little bit longer. Just put a nice sizzle in there when I put them in. That's looking nice. Let's do this, eh? There's one. That's quite a big one. 2. 3. 4, 5, 6. Put a couple of bits of coral in. All coral in. Great, yo. They can put chorizo in with these. Some people have black pudding in with them, but I think black pudding is a bit too flavourful. Oh, look at them. Whoa, look at them. Oh, I can't wait for this. Perfectly cooked. Oh my God. Mmm. 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 Sweet. They just melt in your mouth. No effort to cut through them. You can't cook these for too long as they go tough. Mmm. Mmm. Sammy, you want a bit?
No, I just have the shells, thank you.
Mmm. Oh my God. Mark. Mmm. Mmm. You're a superstar, mate. Thank you very much. Let's have a bit of this roe. Mmm. Why Steph used to throw that away? Completely different texture to the scallop. You'd know if you'd eaten them before. It's very meaty. It's almost like soft liver in texture, but very seafoody. I'm going to eat this last bit. I'm going to scoff the rest. Sorry. Mmm. Oh my God, that's delicious. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a couple of little walks around, show you the countryside around where we are. And thank you all for subscribing to my channel. It's very 50-50 still on subscribers to non-subscribers, but I've hit 5,000 subscribers. Oh my God. And it seems a little while ago I was celebrating 2,000. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for your beautiful comments and your kind gestures. All of this year's funding that I get from YouTube is all going to Mind Mental Health Charity to help the folks out there to get back on the road to recovery and get their heads straight and be happy. So, as I always say, stay safe, stay sane, journey well, love to you all. Hang on a minute. And I'll see you on the flip side. You take care, eh? Bye!